Will a job title make you happy? Short answer, no. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Totally kidding. Thank you for tuning in. There's more to this answer. I believe the longer answer sounds a little bit like a maybe. I'm Heather. If you're new here, this is where you can come to find tips and techniques on creating and leading a happy work life. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about job titles this week and if they can make you happy. Like I said, the real answer is maybe, and because it comes down to values. Let's look at this a little closer. Before we do that, I want you to make sure that you're subscribed. So press the subscribe button. I'll wait right here. You go do that. Press that subscribe button. All right, so back to it. Will a job title make you happy? No, that's the short answer. Maybe is the longer answer. It's related to values. So what do people value? What do you value? Maybe your job title will be in alignment with what you value and maybe not. The values that come to mind for me when I think about a job title and how this could impact someone, here are just a few examples. It's not exhaustive, but the few that come to mind for me are values such as significance, prestige, quality, accuracy, progression. Those are the things that some people, including you, may value. And if your job title's in alignment, it's probably not going to be an issue for you. And if it's not in alignment, you might be feeling the rumblings of resentment. It all comes down to values. So let's look at this from a couple real world situations. Think about if you're a senior manager, you have a senior manager working for you, right? You could be in either one of those situations. And they value progression. Now, if the resume is looking like the next title of the job could be director or senior manager, and you're in your organization, it's manager, everyone's a manager, well then there might be some trouble there. I'm not suggesting go and change everybody's titles. We'll cover that in a minute. But you can see how if they value progression and it doesn't say senior or director or something like that, there might be a misalignment. In another case, if you have a seasoned salesperson and they are joining your team, they may cringe at the idea of junior associate for the same reason, or maybe they value accuracy and they know that I'm not junior, I am experienced. I have a lot of experience, but maybe it is your practice to put everyone in a junior role for a certain period of time. So once again, you can see the values clashing with the practice of the company. And when we think about it from a value standpoint, it can make a little more sense. So it's not the title that makes you happy. It's the alignment with the values that really does something for us. It really hits us in our soul and fills us or maybe disappoints us. So what do we do? Like I indicated earlier, we don't just go and change and give everybody their own title that suits their values. I mean, that would be madness and kind of crazy and maybe even cause some more problems. But what we can do, what we absolutely can control is having conversations, connecting with people, discovering what their values are, what's important to them, where the resentments might be starting to build, right? And addressing that with conversation. So if you're watching this and you're an employee and you're not the one that gave you your title, what I encourage you to do is go and have the conversation. You take the initiative and you say, hey, boss, right? I got this sort of like rumbling about my title, and I know that there's probably not much you can do about it, but here's what I value, here's why it's important to me, here's what I see long term for me, and can you help me understand sort of where the company's coming from? In the same way, if you are a manager, leader, owner, you name all the different titles, right? If you're one of those and you know, or you have a sense that this might be something that someone in your organization is struggling with, then you need to take the initiative. See, the street works both ways. It works both ways. So either way, you got to have the conversation. If this is landing with you, it's, pulling on some stuff for you, you need to go and take that initiative and have the conversation. Get really clear on what the values misalignment is and where maybe you have alignment in other areas. It's just not showing up in your title. Job titles have a purpose in your organization, and oftentimes they serve people like your customers and vendors, investors. So people kind of know who to go to for what, right? They certainly don't make people happy. Relationships, and being understood, that's what makes people happy at work. And we can focus on that so much easier than we can trying to upheave all of the policies and practices that are in place in our organizations. So let's start there. Build the relationship, have the conversations. That's all I have for you, happy doer. Remember, being happy at work, it requires action. And in this case, maybe that action is a conversation. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a big thumbs up. And I look forward to seeing you again next time.